Hi there, friends. Hi there, community. Listen, it's Jay here. I am so excited that you're here today. I want to ask you a couple quick questions, okay, before we get started. So one, have you ever thought about retirement, right? You want to retire happy? So the next question is, how do we go from now, or where you are, to be, right, to get us into that particular happy retirement? Did you know that there are 5 potentially different ways that you can save for your kids' education, right? That's pretty cool. What about critical illness, right? We know stuff happens, and that's true, right? Whether you have a stroke, something happens in terms of getting cancer, anything of that nature, but are you prepared? And what do I need to do in terms of that, right? And then life insurance, right?
Absolutely.
Life insurance, we have a need, there's certain points in time, everything. So right now, today, I'm so excited that we'll be answering those questions. So I have our local businesswoman, Beverly Krzmarcik.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Can I call you Beverly?
Yes, you certainly may.
Thank you. Okay. So, and Beverly is from Oasis Wealth Group Management here in Guelph, right? You're right along Edinburgh.
Yep, right
so
downtown.
we're in her office, which is fantastic, easy to find, lots of parking. We
Lots
like
of parking
that too,
downtown, yep.
right? So, Beverly, tell us just a little bit. Actually, I want to introduce you before we get into some of the questions. So, Beverly actually got her bachelor's of business finance down in the States, but I'm glad you came home.
Yes,
That's
I'm home.
wonderful. And you've been involved. This is a family business, so right? So, but you've been actively involved for, I guess you could say, 7 years.
Yep.
However, 14 years behind the scenes.
Yeah, I have to start off cleaning somewhere. So. Yeah.
But you also did an important part, from my understanding, in terms of rebranding.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And we're going to definitely touch on that too, because that's important, right? When you take an active role, rebranding, what are you doing? So, Beverly, let's just tell everybody maybe a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I am the co-owner here now with Dad, and I've got a lovely husband and 2 little ones, 3.5 and 18 months. So between owning a business and running home, it's fun.
It's active.
It's active. Never
active
a dull
mom.
moment. So besides this business, my other passions are indoor skydiving, which I ventured last week.
I saw that.
I know, very exciting. And singing. Music is a big part of our world. It like, keeps my brain intact, I think, to do the rest of this job. So, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Just excellent. Thank you very much for sharing your story.
Certainly.
Okay. Because, knowing a bit about a person too is, I think, really, really important. So, in terms of why you chose this field, like you chose finance.
Yep.
Why?
I think when I was in university, that was never the game plan. I did not plan to come back to work with the family business. But when you get into educating yourself and you find what you're really good at, numbers just came natural. And so couple that with my mom's intuition to educate and to get a knowledge out there, it was just an easy fit when I decided to come back into Canada. And so I joined Dad 7 years ago, and
Good.
haven't looked back.
Good for you, right?
Yeah.
I think educating in this particular area is so important, especially young people. I'm just going to do a little bit of reflection really before we get going.
You got it.
Okay, because my daughter is constantly asking me, right, how come we don't learn this in school?
Yeah.
So that's another important question. Maybe we can even loop back at the end.
Totally.
Okay? Because
Absolutely.
I think we need to know this, especially for your kids and stuff like that. So you and I met at a GWIN event.
GWIN event. Yep.
In networking, which is exciting. And now I know particularly in your outlook in terms of the financial game plan or a plan overall is a little different than, say, a traditional way.
Yeah.
So can you explain maybe to the community and our friends out there what's different about it?
I think the main way I could explain it is we're playing chess. Okay, so if you've ever played the game of chess or checkers and you just have the pieces.
Nice. Yeah.
You have no game board and you have no rule book. Nobody's going to win. You have no idea if you're winning or losing, and the pieces really are kind of useless. They play an important part in themselves, but as part of the whole, you don't know what the strategy is. So how we view life and how we view your wealth and your well-being is not by financial product. It is by putting it all together on one game board, using the rule books of economics, not based on what the news sales hype is out there, and putting it together to get the best possible outcome that we have with the resources in our hands. I can't make things come out of thin air.
Sure.
I know. If I could,
As
I
moms,
would be
we
somewhere
try.
else.
We try.
But we can only do with what we have in our world at that moment. So we have a game board that allows us to really see that and get it to the best shape possible, aside from product, because product is never the solution. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And that's important, okay? Especially if you're a single mom or a single parent. I don't want to just say moms, but it's a single parent. You've got to make sure you're doing things to protect yourself and for your family, and then where you want to go long term down the road. So let's jump again. I wanted to ask you another question in terms of relaunching, rebranding, right? So you took a big role in that. So let's jump back into that. So tell us more about why you rebranded and what you did.
Well, we've been here for 30 years. So we've been at this location for over 20 actually, but under different names. So in the last year, we decided to incorporate, really get a business plan for us going forward. It just makes family succession much easier, which is really hard to come by in this industry. So we decided to rebrand, and Oasis came about for two different reasons. One, because finances, it's not a day at the spa, but it shouldn't be too stressful. And number two, Oasis stands for something. It stands for optimizing assets using safe insurance solutions.
I like that.
We believe we need both as part of your ideal world. So we decided to rebrand, and that's what I am doing this year, is really trying to get the new name out there.
Good.
So yeah, because we'll be here for the next 30. So
yeah. Well, that's good to know. I'm sure everybody else wants to know. We're here.
Yep, forever.
Excellent. And I love how you, again, when you mentioned it in terms of a plan, right? Sorry, I don't mean to be squirrelish, but anyway, jumping to a plan. The pieces of the puzzle, or the chess pieces, right, and coming together. I was thinking of, in terms of pie. I like pie.
Absolutely.
Right? You can have a piece of pie. You can have the whole pie. I like pie too. So that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
Moving forward, people are also looking at retirement.
Yep.
Not to worry, don't worry, right?
Yeah.
Be happy. Right?
Yep.
You can sing that tune.
Yes,
right?
we can.
And there are a lot of different strategies again, right? What's the difference between an RSP and a TFSA, and what does that mean? And can you tell us maybe a little bit more on that?
Yeah, we just had our workshop last week on this, and it will be broadcasted as well in the next coming week. And the concepts are, this day and age, we live in a world where most people don't have guaranteed pensions from their employers anymore. And if you are in that world, you are living in a very different retirement scenario than it used to be.
That's right.
So we need to change our mind of thinking when it comes to that. There's simple things in happy retirement that we need to know what we're going to do with our time. Every day is Saturday. You go to Home Depot, you spend at Walmart, Costco. Not necessarily a cheaper day of the week.
That's right.
And overall, you need to have a game plan. Any plan is better than no plan, but really having a CFO is what we call ourselves, a chief financial officer, that really allows you to see the bigger picture. And finally, the last thing I'd say on that is any money that we're putting aside and we're not spending today for retirement has to have a game plan to get it out. So everything that we're doing, even in our 30s and our 40s, it has to have a strategy of how I'm going to get that money out in the optimal way. It's not just about accumulating. So you have to have an income sometime in retirement. So we plan day one.
Good.
Yeah.
We like strategies.
I do. It's fun for me.
Now, you also have several workshops coming up all the way up into June.
Yep.
And I think this is important. See, yes. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that and it's not backwards. But anyway, they're coming up.
Yep.
Okay. So please tell us, we're going to talk about the first one, which is next week. Next Thursday, May 15th.
Wednesday the 15th.
Wednesday, May 15th. And that one's going to be doing on life insurance, right?
Yep.
Need versus want, or both, or whichever. Can you give us a little tidbit on what that might include?
We're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're going to talk about in depth the different types, the different benefits, the different riders, all the different ins and outs of all the different options that you have available to you, including non-medical for people that have had cancers or things like that. And then we're going to get into the needs versus wants. There's certainly a time in life where it is a need-based when it comes to young family rearing and whatnot.
I agree.
But there is a whole other phase of life where it can be an incredible retirement tool. So we're going to discuss that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what? You might want to look at that. There's twice during the day, yes?
Yes, we are doing, all the workshops are 2 times, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. to accommodate either a lunch break or after work.
Okay, good. Yeah. And I am personally a strong advocate in terms of, if you have small children, it's about taking care of your loved ones. It's nothing else, okay? So remove ego. Sorry, guys. I'm just saying, just remove ego, and it's how can I help my family and our children. So,
and I'll say one thing about that. I was reading something yesterday. When it comes to when you insure your car, right? If you're driving a Mercedes-Benz, you don't insure it to replace it with a Honda Civic. Right. You insure it to replace that value. right? Your house, you don't insure just what you need. You don't insure a shack. You want to replace your house. And yet when it comes to our own value, we get really skittish.
It's true.
Right?
And why is that? Why do we do that to ourselves?
Stop that.
Okay.
Okay.
So please, you know, and I think that one's an excellent one for everybody in the community to at least get the information, okay?
Absolutely.
That's really important. So the next one too, right, is May 28th.
Yep.
Okay, and we're coming in, and that's, again, looking at a little more too on the RESP and the TFSA differences for retirement.
Absolutely. I think since TFSAs came into existence a couple years ago, don't have a lot of knowledge on them.
Question.
Yeah.
But what is an RRSP and a TFSA? We talk about acronyms.
Yep.
But what are they?
Registered Retirement Savings Plan and Tax-Free Savings Account.
Okay.
Okay? And it's one of those things that we discuss. A tax-free savings account is not necessarily just designed to be a savings account. It can be an incredible retirement tool. And just comparing the ins and outs as to why we may want a TFSA versus an RSP, depending on our stage of life, and the tax risks that come along with having an RSP. They're great for certain seasons, but we have to be aware of the tax rate risks that come about with that and the government rules. So we're going to go through all the pros and cons.
Government rules.
I know.
Government rules. So
they have their hand in it.
Yeah, we have to be aware. So I think that would be very valuable as well, because it's dealing with your money.
Yep.
And if you're retiring, you got to know the differences and what's best for you and your, as you say, your stage of life.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, June 10th, right? We have one coming up. This one, again, if you have kids, how do I save for my kids' education?
Absolutely.
Right? So
it's one of those things where RESPs, Registered Education Savings Plans, have been used for many years, and they can be an integral tool, but we need to know the rules around them. We're going to go through 5 different ways that you can fund your education, RESPs only being one of them.
Okay.
So there may be other ways that you're not aware of that may be better to your situation.
Right.
So we'll explore them all.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
And if your thoughts are having your kids go on to a secondary education, anything of that, it is critical you start now if they're little.
Yep.
Just saying, because with the cost of education, and I think it's important, because my kids are in university now, I'm just saying, and I started when they were born.
Yeah.
So do it.
And to give
them
them
information.
Yeah, it's supposed to give them a leg up, right?
Yeah.
Whether they go to school or whether they don't, we want to provide better for our kids. That should be a goal, and that is a heart of myself as well as most people we work with. So we want to make sure you understand all the options available to you.
Excellent, thank you. And the last one too, currently, okay,
Yes.
is June 20th, and that one's talking about critical illness. Again, an area that we kind of go, ooh, are we prepared? Because we never know what's coming down the pipeline.
Yep.
So tell us a little more about that one.
Well, we were just doing some more research on that today, and if you got a coin and you flip it, you have a 1 in 2 chance in your life of getting cancer. Which one of us?
We're going to go to that one. We're going somebody out there, right?
Exactly.
That's how we
think. 2 more out there.
Okay.
But that's how that is how we think. And then I was reading an article last week as well about how some even individuals in Canada under OHIP that we think covers everything are declaring bankruptcy because of cancer. Because cancer is like a double whammy. You get hit with possibly some medical bills that you can't afford, parking, who's going to be staying with you, who's cleaning your house, who's cooking your meals, all of these different expenses on top of typically taking a pay cut because of disability insurance. So they do go hand in hand. We're going to talk about the different options that we have available and also just running some of the numbers as to the reality of what's out there and what's coming. So
an important topic as well.
Yep,
Very
absolutely.
important. Excellent. So folks out there, I hopefully, you know what, and when you're listening, please like, share, and comment. Let us know what you think. If you have questions, right, please ask. Type it in. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, things of that nature. So if somebody wants to, what's the process, I guess? Somebody wants to either meet with you or they want to sign up and come into one of the workshops. What's the process that they need to do?
Easily for the workshop. They are posted on our website, oasiswealthdesign.com. Facebook page, LinkedIn, Eventbrite, all of those. Or you can call the office here as well, and we're happy just to book you in. We only have so many seats for both seatings, so they do fill up quickly. As far as getting started with us, we have modeled ourselves on a no fee for service, so you'll never cut us a check for coming in to have a discussion.
Good.
So the first conversation is always just about what you're doing and what you want.
Information.
Good. So always, the doors are always open.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay. So listen, folks, please comment below, as I mentioned. Share with somebody that you love. Remember, sharing is caring, okay? And it's important topics, right? Important topics. I also a big believer in I guess you could say collaboration. So hashtag collaboration is cool. Please do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not introduce myself at the beginning because sometimes you know what?
Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? Why do you want to
This
even
is
listen to
Jen.
this? So this is me, okay? I did all my acronyms, all that kind of cool stuff is all on my Facebook page. This specifically is a community Facebook page where I feel that networking is really important, where I feel that I want to collaborate with other, you know what? Businesswomen, entrepreneurs, areas of interest, so I can help influence their brand and reach into communities so we can help each other.
Yep.
I think we need to do more of it.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm the owner of H2O Works Care Works, so which I can't even know my own business.
That's okay.
Right? And then it's just like we're client care. Okay. We do water rehab. And then again here. So I am going to post everything, okay, on the site in here, so you'll get it in case we were speaking a little too fast. Hopefully we weren't, but you never know. But everything will be posted. Contact information, everything like that. Okay,
Wonderful.
folks?
Well, thank you very much for
Anything
coming
else you
in.
want to add to the crew out there? Because they're good people.
We're just looking forward to meeting all of you. It's just a matter of getting the word out that the options are out there to have a family office that's going to stick with you through the many years of your financial world.
Right.
Just that consistency can really make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So come on in. We're here.
Family-based,
Yeah.
long-term. Get your information, folks, okay?
Got it.
Thanks very much. Cheers to the community. Thank you so
Cheers.
much. Oh, happy Mom's Day.
Oh, yeah, happy
Okay,
Mom's
that's
Day.
this Sunday. Dads, okay? Make sure you remember. Sons, I'm looking
Absolutely.
at you. Looking at you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Take care, folks.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.